welcome to another teacher talk session tonight. Tonight we are having another educator from different part of the world, and tonight our guest is from Turkey, and he is an ESL teacher, Sefer Ahmet Taşçı. When he comes, we are going to start our live session with him. And we will talk lots of different topics with him. And I'm waiting for him to join the session. He is here. If you send me a request, yes, I got it. Yes, I think he is. Yes. Hello, Ahmet Hocam.
Hello, Volkan Hocam. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Thank you very much. And it's great to see you. And I would like to say thank you very much for accepting my invitation for Teacher Talks and being with us tonight. It's a great honor to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's a great honor to be here. Thank you for inviting me as well.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so as you know that we are English teachers and we're always busy, and I'm sure that you are also a very busy person. So I don't want to take lots of time from you. So if you're ready, can we start?
Of course, of course.
Of course. Okay, great. So I know about you, Ahmet Hocam, but maybe our audiences would like to know about you. So can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences?
Of course. And hello again. My name is Sefer Ahmet Taşçı. I'm 28 years old. I've been working as an English teacher for 5 years. And during my professional career and individual mentorships, I had the chance to work with every grade and every level in K-12 system, except kindergarten. Professionally, I spent my first 4 years mainly in primary school, and this year I continue my career as a high school teacher with my ESL classes, university prep classes.
Oh, great, great. Okay, you like your classes right now?
Yeah, I love them. I love them.
Yeah, you love them. I'm sure they allow you to. Yeah, I'm sure that they allow you to, teacher. Okay,
yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
Maybe they are here. We can see them in the section.
I'm seeing comments. Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so Sefer Hocam, my next question is about your background again. What was or were your turning point or points in your own education?
Education. In life or education? So can we just
education in life? It depends. You can talk about both.
Okay. Actually, I don't know. I cannot monitor right now, but maybe if I have old friends here, they may recall that I used to be a very different person. I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe more. Okay, I wasn't that Alex Delarge from the Clockwork Orange. I wasn't that tough guy, but I can say that I wasn't a good student. I used to, time to time, I used to ignore my responsibilities. However, I remember the times I just enrolled in university. I had a very tough period in life. It was actually the worst years of my life. And I always see that period as a turning point in my personal development, which changed in my personal development. And it changed totally what I am, what I have been. And my habits changed, my characteristics changed, and the challenges I faced during these times significantly improved my personal development and my approach to studying as well. So when I look back, since those times, I've been a better student actually.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing the moments with us here, Ahmet Hocam. Okay, so you've been teaching for, I think, 6 years, or 5 or 6 years.
Yes, 6 years.
I'm sure that during whole years you have tried different methodology, techniques, and strategies, of course, in your lessons. And I'm sure you have a kind of a philosophy of teaching in your mind that always you use it. So what is it? What is your philosophy of teaching?
Actually, I always believe that less is more. I'm actually keeping everything simple, and I can say that, yeah, I think it may sound so cliche, but my teaching philosophy is built on the belief that the mutual love and respect is the first requirement of learning, because in the end, you cannot learn from someone you don't like. If you don't like someone, he or she cannot teach you. It's impossible. And it comes from the discipline. And also, I believe in discipline in life, not in teaching. And it's one of the most important parts of my life. And because of that, every year I start a term with a very disciplined and kind of despotic way to just establish some clear boundaries, and these boundaries time to time turn into respect, and in the end, this respect turns into love, which is inevitable manner for learning. And this foundation allows me to build a strong bond with my students, earning both their affection and respect, actually. So
I
I believe
see.
in mutual respect, actually, is my
Mutual
first.
respect. That's
Mhm.
that's a great point that you mentioned,
Thank you.
Ahmet Hocam. Thank you very much for mentioning the point with us here. Okay, so you know that as a teacher, we work really hard, that. And sometimes we complain about working hard and we cannot find time for ourselves to do other things. And sometimes we see that and we hear lots of time that lots of teachers get burned out. So, and
Yes.
you have heard probably many teachers, like they face kind of a burnout situations. And when you think about your experiences, what advice, would you give to the teachers who feel close to burnout?
I believe not just teaching, but when we just approach this situation as working or workers, I think maybe we may find a better solution because my father has a saying, but I don't know, it's so hard to translate it from the Turkish, but sometimes he used to tell me that sometimes you must shift into a lower gear to go faster and further. So
Mm-hmm.
every time we should just create some space and time for ourselves because in the end we are not machines. And if you're feeling frequent burnouts, probably you're a perfectionist or and professional hard worker. That's very nice of you. But let's keep that in mind. If you just cannot sustain this perfection, in the end, you may lose more than emotional things. Maybe you may lose. Let's not give examples, but you may lose more than you think. So whenever you just feel exhausted or whenever you feel you're in a burnout, please just shift into a lower gear.
No, I
That's
see.
what I
I
can say.
see. I see. Thank you. Thank you very much for
Thank
your
you.
suggestion, Hocam. Thank you. Okay, so you know that so far I have taught lots of teachers and from different countries, and as you know that, and we always talk different topics, especially in education, and sometimes we talk
Mhm.
about the education system in their countries. Some of them they like the education system, some of them they don't like it, and some of them even if they like or support the country's education system or they say the negative points of the system of their countries. So you live in Turkey and I'm sure that you have lots of things about the system of education. So my question is about the Turkish education system. So if you had a chance to change, all right, one thing in Turkish education system, what would you change and why?
I will answer that. Would you promise looking after me if they try to cancel my diploma?
No, don't worry, they're not gonna happen that.
Okay, okay,
So far,
just kidding,
so
just
far.
kidding. Just kidding. And let's start with what I believe. I heard this during the time of election. One of the politicians said that, but I don't remember who was it. But it was a great idea. All around the world, every country has their own central banks, and these central banks are just working so flawlessly, let's say, because they're so effective because they are autonomous and independent constitutions. They have their own executive plans. They have their own autonomous leaders for them. If I were the prime minister, probably I will just do the same for uh, our Ministry of Education. And I think this change will finally give us a long-term stability and take the politics out of the schools.
Mm-hmm. I see. That's the idea that you want to change it in education
Yes,
system. That's a nice
definitely.
idea. Thank you for sharing it about. Yeah, there are lots of things that we need to change sometimes, but I think they're trying to
Yes,
get better for
absolutely.
the system. We'll see what's gonna happen in the future because we cannot guess the things that happen about education system. We will see.
Unfortunately, yes, we'll
Okay,
see.
okay. So Ahmet Hocam, you know that before starting a new year, we always set different goals for ourselves, or we think about, okay, this year I'm gonna do that, this year I'm gonna do that, or next year I will do this, or I will do that. We just make some plans about the future. So when you think about your plans, okay, what is your biggest plan actually, or biggest goal for this year?
As a teacher, right? Again,
Yeah,
not individual. Okay, as a teacher.
yeah. Actually, it depends. If you want to talk, you can talk about both.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As I said, this year I continue my career as a high school ESL teacher, And in our school, we have FL classes, and these students are getting ready for the university exams. Actually, my only aim is to make them get their best points they can get possible, and send them to best universities they can go. So my main aim is just to send them to best universities possible, actually.
I see. That's your goal. That's a great goal for your students, and I'm sure that that makes you proud of you if they achieve their goals
Yes, yes.
and because of you. Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you very much, Hicam.
thank you,
All right.
thank you.
So, Ahmet Hocam, you know that teachers always want to be successful in their classrooms, and after they leave the classrooms and after every lessons, they think that, oh, I think I was successful or I wasn't successful. They have lots of idea about it. So, but I'm sure that all the whoever go to the classrooms, they always want to be successful in the classroom at the end of it. They want to achieve their goals, so they want to do something, the useful for the students in the classroom. So when you think about the successful part, of course, what do you think makes a teacher successful in the classroom for you?
Actually, it's a great question, by the way. Thank you so much for asking this. There might be it might depends on people, person to person, actually. But if I need to just share my own experience, I would absolutely say self-awareness. Why self-awareness? Because I had the reminiscence of my studentship. I remember myself as a student, and I was a very challenged learner. I used to learn in a so hard way. My teachers had to just choose the simplest way, the different methods. In the end, yes, I would understand, but I was challenging my teachers. Because of that, I know it. I was a tough learner. I can sense the basic needs of the tough learners. I can sense the basic needs of challenged learners like me. So I think while I was a student, yes, it was like a curse to be a challenged learner. But when I became a teacher, I just understood that it was a gift given to me.
Uh-huh.
So yes, I can say the self-awareness will be the thing that make a teacher successful.
In the classroom, I see. Thank you. Thank you very much
Thank you.
for the idea. Thank you, Hocam. Okay, so again, you know that every teacher probably has got a different classroom ideas before starting their job, all right?
Mhm.
So, for example, I'm sure that most of them, before going to the classroom, the first time they have lots of ideas in their mind. Oh, my classroom is going to be like this, or my classroom is going to be like that, or I will have this on the wall, or I will have on here this and that and that. Like, but of course, when they go into the classroom, the reality sometimes is not like that. It's different.
Yes, absolutely.
But anyways, when you think about yourself, about your dream classroom, let's say, if you could design it with
Mhm.
unlimited resources, what would it look like?
Unlimited resources. Okay.
I'm
Actually,
sure every teacher wish that.
uh,
Yeah,
actually, I
wish
saw this
that.
before. It is honestly, it is not my opinion, or it is not my invention, but I would absolutely use VR technology. But just think about
Uh,
it. The VR technology will be so useful in especially language teaching. Just think about diving into real life situations which we teach about. And maybe it sounds so simple, but VR tech would be my actual main tool if I had unlimited resources to use in classroom.
uh-huh.
Actually,
I
VR tech
see.
will be
We
enough
are okay.
actually for me.
Enough, actually. Actually, I can agree with that. You're right. The technology of VR, you can do a lot of things with it.
And
You
I
can
saw
create a
this.
dream classroom.
I'm sorry for
No, no,
interrupting.
it's okay. Go on,
Uh,
go.
I saw this from a teacher. You shared it before. He was from Saudi Arabia. He just won an award like being the best English teacher of the world. He just set a classroom with 6 students. They all had VR classes, and he just won $1 million award or something like this.
I
Yes,
remember it. Yeah.
and it was a great idea, and he just won this competition thanks to VR technology.
Yeah, you are right. But I don't know when we're gonna use that technology in our classrooms, but
Yeah, I don't mean it. Me neither.
I hope we will use it as
Yeah,
soon
I
as
hope so.
possible. That's a great one. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Ahmet Hocam, you know that we always use emojis in our daily life when we write a text, when we write an email, or when we make a comment on the
Uh-huh.
Facebook or Instagram. And actually, it's really something that we like it. And even if right now you see that people are sending some emojis, if you see the screen, I can see them. And when you think about the emojis part, of course, as a teacher, and if you were an emoji, let's say today as a teacher, which one would you be and why?
Which fan will I be? I don't know. It's so hard to describe, but I love that emoji, and maybe I can send them.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
just
sign it here.
yes. As a teacher, actually, I'm between these and these mostly. Yes, like the Stonehead and the clown. As a characteristic,
They are
maybe I
nice.
can be the clown, but as an appearance, my students always say that you look like this emoji, and I love that
That's
one.
nice. That's nice. The clown one and the stone hat. That's really nice. Okay, two nice emojis. Okay, so thank you very much for sharing your favorite emojis with us. Okay, so Ahmet Hocam, you know that there are lots of moments happening in the classrooms, and some of them, makes us happy, some of them makes us sad, and some of them, I think makes us, angry, and of course, some of them make us smile. You you have been in classrooms many times. I'm sure that there are lots of moments that you faced. So, what classroom moment always makes you smile?
Um Maybe I cannot give some specific moments, but actually, let me talk in general. My students are actually very smart, and they know exactly where to draw line between a teacher and a student. Sometimes I feel the energy is low, and I like to tease them with my silly jokes, but uh, I just think that. But my favorite moments are listening to playful bickerings and banters of my two students, Utku and Ferhat. I don't know if they are watching or not. They're like uh, a puppy and cat, and they always fight with each other. And I truly enjoy their little bickerings, and it always brings a smile to my face.
That's nice. That's nice. Thank you for sharing it here
Thank you.
and with us, of course. All right, Ahmet Hocam, you know that uh, teachers love talking, all right? We love, if they let us, we can talk, I think, I don't know, hours and hours probably. And we say lots of the things in the classroom, and sometimes we repeat ourselves without realizing it, and we use really sometimes we use the same sentences, of course, but we don't realize it. But after that, when we think about it, we can say that, oh, why I use this and why I use that, I always repeating myself, something like that. But some sentences that we never give away. Okay, so when you think about this, what is the most common sentence or sentences you say in class?
Again, I don't have any specific sentence. I feel so sad, not clearly answering to your questions. But when I just think about myself, let me just check and have the reminiscence of last 6 months. I'm just thinking. I couldn't find an exact sentence, but I can say that because our motivations are more exam based, and I usually try to motivate my students to build the life they will live in university years. And next
Uh-huh.
year they will be in the university still, and it will be the best time of their life.
Hello?
Next year, actually, I don't have a fixed quotation. I don't have any fixed
Uh-huh.
saying, but I usually have these kind of speeches when they feel unmotivated.
Ah, I see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ahmet Hocam. All right. So, let's move to another question, by the way. And in education, lots of things are happening right now, especially in technological parts. And when even we talk right now here, we're talking, and maybe lots of things happening. So when you think
Mhm.
about this, the the technological part, or I don't know, maybe the improvements you can think about in education, what change or changes in education excites you the most right now?
What change excites me? Actually, you had a video and we just sent if AI could take over one job, what will it be? Something like. And actually, I'm looking forward to see the AI which will scan and grade the exam papers on behalf of teachers. I'm just still waiting for it. I'm just looking forward to it. It is my just dream as a teacher, but as an exciting update, I can say that as university prep classes, we use grammar posters mostly, grammar and reading strategy posters. And I can say that for last 6 months, it had a great progress in development. And I'm glad that there are many agents and there are many agents that prepare and edit some posters right now, and it just excites me. And
Okay. Okay. I, all right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ahmet Hocam. And you know, Ahmet Hocam, and when you teach your students, after a year, they move, they go away, and other students come to your classroom and you teach them. And they go and they come back, other students into your classroom, and again you teach them. All right? So years and pass, and after you make them graduate from your classes. So when you think about your students, okay, what do you hope them remember about you years later?
Actually, it's a nice question, but wow, it's a really nice question, but I haven't thought about it before. Let me just think about. Actually, I don't have any demand to be remembered in a specific profile. For example, I had really great students, and I had the reminiscence of them. I have really good memories of them, and I always remember them by doing their best. So I will be
Mhm.
so glad if they remember me as I'm doing my best. It will be enough, actually.
For you, after years, you see them in the street, and you want them to remember about you. Okay, he did his best for us.
Yes, he did
That's
his,
what
at
for
least he
you.
tried actually. Even if
Right.
I will be unsuccessful, at least he tried. It will be
Oh, we
enough.
don't know. We don't know. We need to ask the students about them.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So, you know, Sefer Hocam, when after the lessons or when we see other, especially your colleagues, right? You see them outside the classrooms, and we talk on a daily time. We talk to each other, and
Mm-hmm.
we talk different topics, and we ask questions to each other
Mm-hmm.
with our friends at school. So, but we ask many questions to each other, but some questions are, I don't know, something that don't need to ask, but some of them we
Question,
need
but
to ask.
sorry
Uh,
for interrupting, but I think we have a problem in connection. I couldn't just hear the question. Sorry.
okay. So you want me to repeat myself?
Will be so great. Sorry,
Okay.
but I couldn't
So
hear.
you know that we after the lessons we go out our classrooms, and as a teachers we ask lots of questions to our colleagues, and sometimes we ask unnecessary questions, sometimes we ask really necessary questions to each other about our lessons or about daily routines or daily life or something like that. So when you think about it, what question or questions do you wish teachers ask each other more often?
More often, huh? Okay, okay, okay. What should teachers ask each other? Actually, maybe not each other, but I always observe some teachers, and I can just there's just one thing that I feel so uncomfortable. Maybe I also do it, but I think it's a common teacher disease, and we always complain. Maybe you just agree me or not, but teachers always complain, and I think, in my opinion, without taking any action, just complaining is just a dust. It's nothing, actually. I think
Mhm.
teachers should ask themselves, am I solving a problem or am I just complaining? I think it will be a great question for us teachers to ask ourselves.
I see. I see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for the idea about asking to each other these questions or for ourselves. Okay. Thank you. All right. So, so Ahmet Hocam, our job is not easy to do it, okay?
Of
And
course.
especially the teachers, they always, or maybe every day, we need to find something to motivate us to do this job. It's not easy. We have lots of difficulties or lots of challenges that we face every day, okay,
Yes,
about our
for
job.
sure.
So when you think about your job, what motivates you
What motivates me?
to
You know,
do it every day?
I'm so sorry I cannot just show it directly, but I just haven't thought what something specific, but I constantly feel the trust and the respect of my students and colleagues. So maybe that's why I don't need any exact motivation, but I really just when I see my students pay respect and they love me, I really feel so comfortable and boosted. So maybe that's just the source of my motivation.
That's the motivation. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Ahmet Hocam, for sharing your ideas about us. Okay, so Ahmet Hocam, you know that before starting this job, I'm sure that especially English teachers, they always had a different, the job ideas in their mind. And maybe when we asked them, they say, "Oh, that was my last, the idea to become a teacher, but right now I'm doing this job or become an English teacher."
Mhm.
When you think about this, okay, if you weren't working in education, what completely different job would you try?
What job would I try? Actually, I have thought this before, and it was like different. It may sound so different to you, but probably it will be a job about communication, supporting, maybe convincing people to do things, and because just these are the parts that I trust myself most. Maybe I will dive into sales. I will be a good sales agent or sales manager, and yes, I think I will dive into sales. I think I will be successful there.
Oh, okay. That's a nice job to do to give a try. Okay, maybe. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Ahmet Hocam. All right. So, Ahmet Hocam, you know that as a teachers, we are very busy and we are doing lots of things for our job or for ourselves. And right now, what are you doing for your job? Are you doing anything special or do you have any projects to do or are you planning anything different?
Actually, I'm again working on something, but let's keep it a surprise, and maybe in our next session, I can have your feedback and comments on it. Let's make it a
Ah,
surprise.
you have something surprise for us. I
Yes,
see.
yes, it will be a surprise. Maybe I can have your feedback on it in the next
Why not?
session.
Why not? Can be. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank you.
but actually you didn't you're not going to share with us that, but it's gonna be a surprise for us. All right then. Okay. So, oh, I think okay.
I guess we have a connection problem
I
again.
don't know what's
Ah, yes,
happening,
time to
but it's
time it
okay.
happens.
Right now it's okay. Good.
Ah, yes.
Okay. So, when you think about successful people, they always follow other successful people path. Okay, they take them as a role model because there are really good role
Yes.
models in front of them, and they want to become like them, and they follow their path to become successful like them, and they take them as a role model, or they inspired them to do different things. When you think about this, do you have any role models? If you have, who? Or do you get inspired by other people or other teachers, sort of any family members that we share with us here?
Actually, I'm the second guy you mentioned. I don't have an exact role model. I usually just observe people and try to solve and implement their skills that I admire. For example, I worked with you for 5 years and I have never seen you even once just telling me that, "Oh, Ahmet, I'm so sad. I don't want to do this job anymore. I it's energetic actually." And I want to just take this feature of you. Actually, it's a great feature, and I try to just solve it and implement it to myself. Or I have another colleague, and she's a great example of professionalism, and she always makes me remind that I have to do it. I have to do whatever I have to do, regardless of what I'm passing through. And when I look at her, I see pure professionalism, and I just trying to implement and just take this mindset. So I don't have any exact role models, but rather than having just one specific person, I admire people and try to take whatever I admire.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind words. You sounded the job.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so we'll see what's gonna happen then. Okay, so Ahmet Hocam, time flies, you know that. and we're not gonna guess what's gonna happen in the future. Actually, sorry, we don't know what's gonna happen in the future. We just guess. So maybe after 10 or 15 years or maybe 20 years later. So when you think about your future, maybe 10 or 15 years later, how do you see yourself? Will you still do this job or will you try other things?
I'm sorry. Yesterday, yes, I guess we had a small chat with our students about this, and
Wow,
it's very
nice
nice
job.
of you for asking this one. Actually, I don't know. Probably I will be still teaching, but I'm not sure it remains as a job. But we all thought that I will be just teaching how to defuse mines, how to defuse grenades, how to just aim with a rifle because the world is on the edge of a nasty war, and I don't want to be in front line in 10 years. And I hope these times pass through without casualties, and this just stays as a silly joke forever.
I see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing it,
Thank you.
Hocam. Okay. So in our life, we face lots of challenging moments, and then we try to fix or deal with the problems, but sometimes we cannot. We cannot find the solutions or something to deal with the problem. And that time, and we say on our own, oh, I wish I could have kind of a superpower so I could easily fix this challenge or deal with the problems that we face in our life. But especially in our school life, we face also a lot of challenging situations or problems.
Yes.
And when you think about especially the superpower part, if you could have one, a superpower to use it in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help you? I'm not talking about, like a Thor or become a Hulk
Yeah,
and
yeah,
smash
I get it.
the students in the classroom. No.
Yes, yes, I got the point, but yes, I don't want to be so. I want to just sound so clown, but I think I will just choose shape shifting, but not just change, not just think about you are just a student, and it is
Oh,
the,
thank you, sir.
the last lesson of the day. Your teacher is just mumbling over your ear, and you feel so bored, and these teachers suddenly turns into a polar bear or just turns into a bald eagle and flies out of the class. And I think it will be a great hook to have keep attention on yourself. I think I will use just shapeshift because it is the my main problem is always just losing attention of the students because of their
I
age
see.
and the work
That's
hours.
hard. I see. I can imagine that. It's hard to take their attention, the
Yes.
lessons. But great, great, great. Superpower to use it, the shape shifting.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ahmet Hocam. All right.
Thank you.
So Ahmet Hocam, think that you step, our interview and we finish it, and then you go outside and find a lottery tickets that ending up winning $100 million, which is a huge amount of money. What would you do?
Yes.
Be honest. Be honest.
I frequently ask this to myself, what will I do if I still gather everything and everyone I love and just move to a seaside, move to a small town and just continue my just life as a fisherman. And maybe it will be Urla, Selçuk. It will be nice, but I don't have so fancy dreams with the money. So I always keep laying low, let's say.
I see. Okay, good. Thank you for sharing your ideas with $100 million.
Thank you
Okay,
so
and
much.
now, yeah, it's a lot of money. All right,
Yeah,
so
don't
now
worry.
the time flies. That now I'm gonna ask you my last question, and the hardest one. Ready?
Hardest one? Yes, ready. Yeah, ready.
Okay. And what is your motto?
As a teacher or individual? Again, I'm so
You
sorry.
can say both of them if you want.
Actually, yes. I I cannot say that I have any specific motto, but I can say maybe Tutto Passa is a good one. I always it reminds myself everything passes, and time to time I just remind this to myself, and time to time I share it with my little sister because I don't believe in yin yang. Do you know what is yin yang? Everyone has good and bad inside, I don't believe this because some people don't. Some people don't have good insight. And as the famous saying goes, yes, there are bad people, but whatever happens, don't let them change. But sister, and time to time, the students I love. So today's motto is be the change you want to see in the world.
Be the change you want to see in the world. That's a nice motto. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ahmet Hocam. Okay then. So I asked my questions and all of them, but now we're going to move to the second part of our session, which is a quick fire question part. So I'm going to ask you two different, actually I'm going to tell two different options and you choose one without thinking a lot of time, okay? So, ready?
I guess so, yes. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's get started. Online teaching or face-to-face?
Face-to-face.
Board work or slides?
Slides.
Okay. Pair work or group work?
Group works.
Okay. Textbook or teacher-created materials?
Teacher-created materials, absolutely.
Okay. And correct immediately or later?
Later. Not instant,
Okay.
later.
Okay. Teacher talk or student talk?
Student talk, absolutely.
Okay. Homework, no homework?
No homework.
I see. Motivation or discipline?
Discipline, discipline.
Great. Control or trust?
Trust. I trust students mostly.
Okay, good. Cameras on or cameras off?
Doesn't matter. Yeah, we can have cameras on, no problem.
Oh, okay, good. Red pen or green pen?
Again, yes, we have this connection, I guess.
Red pen or green pen?
I couldn't hear the last question. I guess we have any connection problems again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Red pen, green pen.
Green pen. I don't like red.
Okay. Staff room, classroom.
Staff room.
Okay, and the last one. 1 more minute or time's up?
I said discipline, but it will just conflict. I will usually give 1 more minute.
1 more minute. Okay,
Yes.
great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ahmet Hocam. All right
Thank
then.
you so much.
Now I ask all my questions right now, and we have done it. Okay, Sefer Ahmet Hocam. Before ending our the live sessions, would you like to add anything else? Do you have any suggestions or advice to our audience?
To our audience, actually, I don't have any suggestion, but I can answer some questions if they have also.
Okay.
But I don't think so. Maybe
I don't know. I don't know if they have any questions they can ask, but any suggestions or advice to them you can say.
I don't know if I'm disconnecting or you, but I couldn't decide which one of us disconnects frequently. But can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay,
Don't worry.
Actually,
then.
I don't have any suggestion. Maybe that's the only suggestion I could give will be just be aware of yourself, because as our teachers, for example, just think about your students' years, hocam. Could you say that, or is there anyone, for example, how many years have you been doing this job? Like 15 years? More than, right? More than 10, 15 years, right?
More
For
than,
example,
yeah.
can you just give me an example of a student who was a top-notch student of the classroom and became a teacher? Is there anyone like this? No, because as teachers, we were all mediocre students, and we should be aware of that. We were not the best ones, so we needed some simple techniques, some different methods to learn. So I just advise my teacher colleagues to be aware of themselves, to remember those years when they were sitting on these desks.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ahmet Hocam. Okay. So I would like to say thank you before ending it one more time. Thank you very much for being with us and for your for your time, for your suggestions, and especially for your time. You spent your precious time with us here, Ahmet Hocam. That was really important for all of us. Okay, so Sefer Ahmet Taşçı was with us here tonight with Teacher Talks and 236 session, and we had a fruitful session with him. And as you know, that we are going to be here next week at the same time, on the same day, every Monday at 9 p.m. for Turkiye's time. So until the next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And please take care of yourselves and take care of yourself, Sefer Ahmet Hocam. And bye bye,
Teşekkür ederim
everybody.
Furkan Hocam.
And peace.
Have a good evening.
Yep.